Hello there, everybody. This is Ross Pitt Shark Gunner, and I'm here with.
Wizzy.
That's right. Throughout the month of October, the Halloween month, we're going to be doing commentaries on my different horror pony themed stuff. Mainly Pony Horror Bridge, but we're also going to be doing a commentary on my top 10 scariest My Little Pony moments video. This is mainly because I don't really have anything planned for October. Now, I mean, that's not specifically true. I could have a Pony Horror Bridged episode out on the 31st, Halloween Day, but you know what? That probably won't come to true. So let's just watch this, shall we? All right.
It's a non-profit fan-based parody.
My Little Pony, Pony Horror Abridged, Episode 1, Banishment. That's just a thing I threw in because all of them do that. All of the abridged series, you know. This was probably the hardest scene to work on, and probably the best scene of the entire episode.
Why?
Because of this shot. I had to manually edit out a pony.
Oh. Well, you did a good job because I didn't notice anything.
There's a little flash of hair that you can see, which I tried to fix in editing, but I couldn't find the specific shot. So I had to redo it, but it kept doing it, and I didn't know what to do. So, you get that. Vincent Price laugh. Vincent Price is the greatest actor of all time.
I specifically told you never to
Look at that.
any pony again.
This scene is so inconsistent.
I would have never, after that stern discussion we had about this last time. In fact,
Look at that. Look at
I
that.
didn't even assume
That was bad.
would kill any pony after all these years. For shame, princess.
Oh my gosh, what the hell?
Do not lie to me, Twilight Sparkle. I would never lie to you, princess. And I will never murder any pony.
I think this scene should have been longer.
One slip up from you, you know what will happen.
There's a bit of
Of course, princess.
stuff we don't tie. It feels like that's my favorite gag of all time.
Oh, come on. He deserved it. He was 12.
Oh gosh.
I was 12 once too, and let me tell you, I was a shifty little brat. He was shifty.
I didn't act this scene very well.
So you put a knife in
I think you should have
and told him he could
put on a different voice for the different ponies.
totally different.
Or at least
Yeah,
these two.
Drink,
I was originally going to have a different person play Celestia
vaguely remember something
and also Darkseid,
vanished. No,
but
please, I can't survive
he
out
didn't
alone. What
come
if
along,
he
and
is allowed to come along?
he, what the heck,
Little secret. We don't beg
he couldn't record, so I had to do it myself.
take more productive measures.
Also, Luna was in that shot
Bags of
originally,
sparkles.
so that looks a little bit blurry.
Spike. Yes, master.
Spike was an interesting character.
Vanished.
He
And I told
he
you
never
again,
really
master, if you kill someone,
was supposed to be the Igor type character,
yeah, well, I never heeded
and it just kind of
1 hour after
fell in that way.
pull my ass.
I didn't want to make him the Igor character because there were multiple abridged series where Spike is the,
Lay it on me, hotshot.
you know, slave, let's face it, to Twilight, and I didn't want that. I wanted a mother-son relationship, but that didn't,
All right, come on,
that
Spike, let's pack.
Yeah.
sort of worked out,
You seem rather
but
fine with being-
Well, I think it's fitting.
Well, what can I say?
oh, it is, it is.
Times change, Spike. We just need to roll with it. Master,
There you go.
do you know
Doesn't matter.
about this place? I had heard about it before, though I thought it was just an urban legend to make sure your kids behave.
This is probably the most compliments I've gotten on this
After countless
episode.
decades of being considered a cruel and evil tyrant,
A lot of people liked this backstory I gave,
had the old
but
council do it.
I left the hub logo in.
Drank the potion,
I will never forgive myself for that.
light
Wait, where?
in a dark alley.
Back when you see the zebra hoof,
Inhumane creatures
It shows the hub.
So Celestia's light side had created a town out of thin air.
Do you normally just completely edit that out?
Darker half away in it. And then
I mean,
apparently, this
usually
is
grab
Ponytail.
stuff that
The worst.
that already has it edited out, but
Ah.
yeah, when I need to, I do, but I forgot to edit that out that time.
Well, I did just put up a knife to a young colt, blinded him in one eye, and told him he could drink his mother's... Master, there it is!
I forgot that happened.
Find a more wretched hive of scum
That was an editing
place has to be pretty bad if it's covered
gag. I didn't have that in the script, and that was... I had that idea, and I thought it was funny. Even though it doesn't really make sense that there would be hallelujah, but whatever.
Hi there. I'm a big fan of...
You should have had Funky Town playing like when they get to, what's it called in Shrek?
Could understand the deal with that one.
Maybe. Maybe I should have. But I didn't. I mean, that hallelujah song was royalty free, so... Not, I guess, royalty free.
But do you
It's
really
in the public
think...
domain.
Hello there.
Do you really think that,
Well, boo to you.
that anyone is gonna copyright claim this?
I mean, kinda. Happens a lot to a bridge series. So.
But for having a song, that was just normally the automatic one detecting the pictures, not the music.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I mean, I've never really... Oh yeah, by the way, there was a mention that Applejack fell into a wood chipper, and that's based off of a My Little Pony creepypasta called The My Little Pony Theory. It's an interesting read. It's dumb as hell, but it's interesting.
You don't see ghosts doing anything too often, but when they are determined, they can do the most despicable things. Right.
The editing on this scene is also wonky.
Despicable ponies. I'll be on my way.
Doesn't matter, I suppose.
I'm not even an actual Apple family member. Well, now, Apple Bloom.
Fantastic lip singing.
With good old Mr.
Just
Head Smasher. No.
beautiful.
It was nice to meet you, Twilight. Maybe you should leave. Me and Apple Bloom need to chat.
You can see a cut in there. That's annoying.
Why did they feed all that food to me for no reason when they were introducing themselves?
Classic abridged series,
I think that sometimes our actions don't match what we're doing.
mocking the original source material.
Sometimes, like,
Because I can't find any way to put it into the script as to why they were feeding them things.
hello there.
Feeding her
I
things.
could not help but notice you have a neck. I must suck it. No, I don't.
Rainbow Dash was originally supposed to be a werewolf in this series.
Clean you up first.
Because out of the gothic creatures, I prefer werewolves to vampires, but...
Is there a werewolf?
Now then, I can't.
Well, yeah.
put that
Yeah,
in
sure,
the
I'm gonna
way
say
to
yes.
put it up. Not entirely.
I don't know.
Mind, but good enough. Wait, what the heck just happened? Where am I? Who are you?
At this moment in the script,
My
it's...
dear, I am
iffy.
known as Count Rainbow Dash Acula. The Count Rainbow Dash Acula? The one who murdered countless ponies, impaled them on spikes, and drank their blood? Ah, I see you are
Vlad the
familiar
Impaler.
with my work. Not only that,
Obvious reference.
sometimes you drank straight from their neck? Most of the time, my dear. Wait, were you about to do that to me? Maybe. You were!
Oof.
You got to run.
That
I
quiet
have
yelling.
work to do before
Whisper yelling.
Goodbye.
It hurts.
Wait, what's happening tonight?
I know
listening
the
to that.
Nobody
feeling.
knows what the hell's going on. And they will never see it coming tonight. They will be so unsure.
Rarity was originally supposed to have
if
a
anything at all would be a
line in this scene
No, nothing. Hello.
where she was gonna say,
I desire things. Huh?
that...
Just say,
Oh, here.
I use a phone in this
That phone line was supposed to be
if you like.
longer.
Huh?
It was going to reference The Man They Could Not Hang, which is a Vincent Price movie where he traps a bunch of people in a house
Something
and
good. That means
kills them off. And one of the traps he uses is a phone that kills you by shooting a spike into your head.
Spike, get this thing off me.
But, yeah, that's a reference to that. And this is my favorite character to voice. For obvious reasons.
Hi there.
Think you did a great job on it.
Oh, thanks.
What's your name?
I do actually
Top-notch
hit...
acting.
I know. I do actually hit record and just go and just look to the microphone
Well,
and not
okay
speak
then. I'm
for
just
each one of her lines.
For what purpose?
I think we made a great
Funny. I don't know.
Okay then. That was horrifying. Well, oh gosh. I think I need to lay down after a scare like that. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
And I couldn't help but reference the Haunted Mansion, my favorite freaking thing ever.
Oh gosh.
Discarding Calvin and Hobbes.
I think I just had 3 heart attacks in a row. Yeah, I tend to do that to ponies. Well,
I'll be honest, I caught almost none of the references.
I'm not shocked. You're not as big of a horror fan as myself.
Master.
Yeah, sure. That's it.
I mean, I do reference more old horror films than these new fancy schmancy horror films. With
I
your...
really don't watch many of the old ones.
I mean, they're not as scary, but they're just good movies. So I would highly recommend Dr. Phibes, the Dr. Phibes films, if you like Saw.
Hey there, Twy, right? Yeah, terribly sorry about what happened earlier. Actually, no, I'm not. But you know,
Also Vincent Price and the inspiration for Rarity.
At this point.
By the way, Pinkie Pie is jump scare, if you didn't notice.
Your mayor, I'm pleased to introduce Princess Celestia's doppelganger, Darkside. Where is she?
I should have added a clap.
Dang it, who the heck put that there?
Another Vincent Price laugh, because Rarity is based off of Vincent Price, and I'm an idiot.
Out my stomach. Oh gosh, if I did have super healing, this would be absolutely horrible for me. Oh gosh, it's in my leg now. Oh, this is severely unpleasant.
This monster scream you hear, this monster roar you hear coming up right here, that's the roar of Bagheera. I think it was Bagheera. No, Bagheera might be someone different. The monster that Godzilla fights in Godzilla's Revenge, which is the worst Godzilla film. It is so bad.
Okay, so we're a little off
Such
schedule.
a terrible one.
A little. Only by like 2 minutes. 20 minutes. Right, 20 minutes. So,
20.
Hey, Pony, how y'all doing today? Good.
Was that just your voice a bunch of times?
Oh yeah.
Say hi to
Oh yeah, it
Twilight
was.
Sparkle.
Absolutely.
Hi, Twilight Sparkle. Yeah, great. Now then, I wish to make an announcement.
I didn't want to do different voices for all of them, and I thought it would be funnier if I just did a monotone.
Yeah, I think it sounds funnier as a herd of Rosses.
My voice.
Relics, the elements of horror. I need 6 of you to come into that forest and get to the castle. More will be explained. Also, in the library, there is a book that explains what these things do. Use it.
You know,
So,
I have this whole backstory for Darkseid, and she has none of it, except for the stuff you hear in this episode. But she is a really bad person, believe me. I know that she doesn't sound like it when she's talking in these episodes, but she's really bad.
Darkseid?
Trust me. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you watch the show?
I don't watch the show. Alright, I
Yeah,
admit
but
it,
my
I
show.
don't watch My Little Pony, but I watch Pony Horror Abridged, and I think that's basically the same thing.
It kind of is, pretty much, yeah. I mean, if you watch my stuff, then yeah, you pretty much got the gist of it, you know?
Alright, so that was episode 1.
Yes. I have a question, Wizzy.
Yes?
What did you, as a casual viewer, think of it?
Well, I think the editing was good from the most part. It was
Oh, well, shucks.
up to the standard of most abridged series. The comedy, I think a few of the jokes were good, but some of it did fall flat.
Like what? Tell me what.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But
Oh,
I think it was
okay.
good for the
What was your
first episode.
yeah. A lot of people said good start of the abridged series because a lot of abridged series do not start off well. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged,
Yeah.
not a great start.
My favorite part about this is the plot.
Yes, absolutely. The plot is probably the golden thing for everyone who has watched this. I don't think anyone has watched this and said, the plot could use some work, but other than that, great stuff. No, everyone I have talked to thinks that the plot is probably the best part.
You did a real good job with making it original and entertaining.
Oh, well, shucks. But what was your favorite joke?
My favorite joke?
Yes.
Let me think about that.
Bum 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 ba da 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 da. This is a terrible commentary. Ba da da da.
Dark Side.
Da. I see. Yes. Makes sense. Just everything about her, or
Just the introducing
Or
her skit.
yeah. That one's probably maybe my third favorite of this episode. My first favorite has to be the freaking the clock bit. That I just find hilarious.
The 20 minutes
for
later
some
thing?
reason. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, 1 week later in this episode, but anything else to talk about?
I think that wraps it up.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week with Pony Horror Abridged Episode 2. Hopefully this will be a much better that will be a much better commentary than this one. Bye-bye.